Among my family and friends, I seem to be about the only dummy that likes screwing around with cars. So I actually have a lot of people ask me, if I want to get into this, what's something good to try? If you're not, I'm going to tell you this straight up. If you're not really sold on any specific thing, like gotta have a 70s muscle car or gotta have a 90s race rocket or gotta have whatever. If you just want to try, want to learn how to wrench, want to be that cool, ultra awesome guy like me, then think about this. I actually just picked up an '88 Jeep YJ for my daughter, and her and I are going to build it up together. But I'm just going to go around it a little bit and explain why I think it is the ultimate starter project vehicle. Now, a lot of Jeeps are really prone to rust, at least in my area of the world, they are. Now, this one, the main tub itself, like you can see around the corners of the tire, the wheels and whatnot, that front fender's pretty mashed. The other one's pretty good. But anyway, these, when you talk about like from a rust repair standard, look at how amazingly flat those panels are. I mean, trust me, guys, you do not have to buy patch panels. You watch somebody like Fitzy's Fabrications, and he would be able to do those patch panels in 16 seconds with his eyes closed and make them out of an old refrigerator door. That guy's amazing, but not just because of that. These nice flat panels are going to be so easy to work on. As far as stuff like this fender, virtually everything is reproduced for these vehicles. Jeeps have been popular for so long, and though the YJ like this is kind of the redheaded stepchild of the family, they're wildly popular. I mean, realistically, you could even buy a new reproduction frame for this thing. So that's one of the other big reasons why these things, if you're gonna look for a project, just a great thing to go with. Now we bought this one with basically no interior. Picked up that seat later on, but it came with basically no interior other than a virtually perfect dash, which is kind of nice to see. And other than that, the floor in this tub is amazingly clean. There's no rust in this thing in the inner part of the tub at all. Super happy with that. And that's another big thing. Repairs to floorboards and whatnot, especially on a body on frame vehicle like this, you know what? If they're not structural, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. You can put in a nice, safe, strong patch, and the first few you do don't have to look beautiful. So if you're gonna do something like this, start with some floor patches or something that can be a little bit on the ugly side and still do the job. Now, another thing with these things is parts compatibility. I'm just sort of learning, so I'm not getting, I don't know absolutely everything there is to know about what swaps to what, but I know with Jeeps over different years, there's a lot of compatible parts. These ones came with the good old 258 inline six off the bat, and then they later swapped to the 4-liter inline six. This particular one is actually a 4-cylinder Jeep, which it's good for now. We may leave the 4-cylinder in it depending on what it drives like. We're not sure, but I could absolutely see this thing getting a V8 swap in the future. And looking under the hood, there is tons of room to drop a V8 in one of these things. Yeah, see, look at that. That's just the 4-cylinder, but there's obviously room up front because they came with an inline six. And even on the sides, like you might have to move a little bit of stuff around, but there, I could shoehorn a 318 or a 360 in that thing like nobody's business. Now they come with a 904 transmission and Dana 35 transfer case. Dana, maybe it's fairly light duty transfer case and fairly light duty axles. But you know what? If they don't have real big tires, like I'm probably going to stick with 31s, 32s probably at the most because I don't want some top heavy thing that's going to blow over in the wind. But I'm pretty sure I'd be able to make that, combine the 904 that's in it and tear it all apart and put it together with a 904 case from a small block Dodge. And yeah, we got to be able to make something work there. Should be a lot of fun. Another thing you can see with this little sucker in the back, you don't need a very big garage to work on a Jeep. They are so small. I mean, even compared to my Duster, which is not a big car, these things, they don't take up no room. And that's another beautiful thing when it comes to working on something. In that same garage spot, when my Duster is over there, I mean, it's not quite as close to the door as that is, but the front corner is right up against that little garbage stand there. And this thing, it's got tons of room. I'll be moving this to my little old back garage to work on it this winter in the heat, and it's going to be great. We're going to have room for days. Stick around if you're interested in learning about Jeeps. I'm going to be learning as we go. I've wrenched on a whole bunch of different stuff over the years, but this will be my first go into Jeeps. I've honestly wanted one of these since I was just a kid myself, but just never worked out. So now we got one. It's going to be from my daughter. She's going to be helping out as much as possible, but if she's like her brother, she'll be camera shy as all hell, and maybe she'll just hold the camera for me while I blab on about what we're doing. Anyway, sound like something that's interesting to you? Maybe subscribe to the channel and follow along. Thanks for watching.